Welcome to the Beyond the Years podcast, a podcast about all things Disney.
Happy Marvel Monday. So this is our first Marvel Monday podcast that we're doing. And it also happens to be our 50th podcast so far, which is a big milestone for us.
Wow, can you believe it's already been 50 episodes?
It went by very quick.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. So today we got a big one planned for the 50th. We are going to be talking about all of the movies and TV shows that are going to be released by Marvel this year in 2023.
Correct.
Got a lot of good things coming. Do you have anything you want to discuss before we get started with our list?
Yes. Some rumors
Okay.
that I've seen pop up the past couple days.
So this is going to be all news to me because I've been working on other things. Haven't been doing any research at all.
Yeah. Okay. So the first, these are just, obviously rumors, so take everything with a grain of salt. And, with rumors, you have no idea what's going to be true or not. But the first one I saw was there is reportedly a fast track for Doctor Strange 3, and it's going to come out before Avengers Secret Wars.
Yes, that's so exciting. I hope that happens.
Yes, I would be very curious at how they're going to do that. Or what would tie in to Secret Wars, with that movie, because I'm sure it would tie into it somewhat.
Yeah. Okay. Super cool. We love Doctor Strange in this house.
Yeah, absolutely. Even Grayson does. He runs around yelling Doctor Strange all the time. Uh-huh. For no reason. He has no idea. He knows what he is, but he still is like, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Second rumor, Adam Driver is reportedly the top choice to play Fantastic Four's Reed Richards.
No.
I like that.
Not for me.
Yeah, I like it.
Sorry. I don't get it.
You don't get what?
I don't get the whole obsession with Adam Driver.
I love Adam Driver.
I'm sorry. I just don't get it.
As we're recording this podcast, we are currently waiting for the Ant-Man and Wasp official, or I guess the newest trailer.
Yeah.
Because it's going to air on the college football championship tonight. So as we're recording this, I keep refreshing the Marvel Entertainment page on YouTube to make sure if it's popped up.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for that. There's also been a report that Liv Tyler is reportedly in talks to return to Marvel Studios, developing the World War Hulk movie.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I like that.
Yeah, I was not a fan of Liv Tyler in the Incredible Hulk movie, but I guess we'll see what she's like now.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's been a long time, so.
Yeah, God, 2000. That movie came out in 2008, so it'll be 15 years by the time she gets back into the movies. So it would be a completely different person practically.
Yeah.
There's a rumor that Disney's Vision Quest series will reportedly set up the MCU Young Avengers, which they've already set up Young Avengers, Kamala Khan, she's a Young Avenger, and just Scarlet Witch's boys are technically Young Avengers. I mean, I don't know how they would pull them into it now, but Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, is a Young Avenger. So they're building that up. And let's see here. Oh, you'll like this one because this is also dealing with Doctor Strange. Marvel Studios is developing a Strange Academy series centered around Wong and featuring American Chavez.
Okay.
Which Strange Academy is a pretty new-ish run in the comics, and it's literally like a Young Avengers, but with young magicians. So
Very
it's
cool.
People that are just learning to use magic and stuff.
Yeah. No, I like that. That would be fun.
Yeah, and it would be the comic is great because it's just teenagers learning magic and just doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So it'd be super fun to watch, I think. And that is it for the big main news. Oh, okay. Here's one more for the Thunderbolts that's coming out. Marvel Comics. Oh, okay. The Sentry from the comics that I like.
Uh-huh.
Because there for a while I was like, we got to make Sentry coasters. And you're like, who the hell's that guy? He
Yeah.
sucks.
Nice. He's
He's reported to be the bad guy or the villain in the Thunderbolts.
Okay.
But technically he's not a villain. He suffers from schizophrenia. So like his alter ego is called the Void. And it's like this mass amount of power. And like it can destroy universes. So he's going to be like the potential like good guy in the beginning and then villain at the end.
Interesting. Okay.
And that's about it. Oh, and then obviously because we hadn't made a podcast in a few weeks. Or not a few weeks, but in a couple days. I don't think we talked about
We didn't know.
Jeremy Renner.
Mm-mm.
But he is obviously he got in an accident. He was in critical condition, but now he's like stable, and I mean I don't think he's up on his feet yet, but he is doing better every day is what I saw on Instagram.
That was so crazy. So we don't have all of the information. Obviously, we weren't there, but it sounds like it was like a snowplow accident, and based off of his injuries, it kind of sounds like he like got ran over.
He was helping someone that was stranded in the snow. And I think his vehicle like got pushed into gear or it started moving on its own, and then that's when he got ran over.
That's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he's doing better. That was when I first saw that, I was like, oh my, because when you see somebody in the news, and that there was an accident, like I automatically assume like they died.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God. Horrible.
Yeah, that would have been awful. Because, well, I mean, I love him as Hawkeye, but I've loved him in a lot of other things as well. And he seems like a really down-to-earth dude outside of, like, movies. So.
Yeah, but horrible tragedy, but I'm glad seems to be doing better.
Yeah, for sure. That was it for Marvel, like, rumors and whatnot. So I guess we'll just hop right into what's coming to Marvel Studios in 2023.
Yeah, so we're going to do movies first in chronological order and then TV shows after.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yeah. Do you want to go first on the first one?
Sure. So I'm freaking pumped for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, February 17th, obviously this year. So just a little over a month, and we'll be seeing this one. It looks so good. Yeah.
I am so ready for a new trailer.
Yeah.
Because the first one was so, like, interesting. Something I did hear about this movie, though, is that it's going to have a shorter runtime.
Oh, okay.
Which, it's like a catch-22. There could be a good reason that it's a shorter runtime of a movie. Or it could be like the movie's kind of a mess.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we got to trim some fat kind of thing. And it's going to feel like choppy or something. I don't know. I hope it doesn't feel choppy. I hope it's like a pretty flawless movie. But when you hear short runtime, your mind does kind of think like, ooh, man, that might stink. I mean, obviously, it might not stink. But
yeah.
When you hear short runtime for like a Marvel movie, it's like, oh, crap. I can't remember what the runtime is, but
okay, I'm kind of assuming based on that information that they're just gonna jump right into the story, like the main plot, and just skip all of the other stuff, which might feel a little weird. Like especially if you're not familiar with the MCU and you're just going to see this movie, don't know how much backstory we're gonna get.
Yeah,
but
we'll
see.
And my thought on that, kind of to say something about that, is whenever you said, like, it might be someone's first, like, entry into the MCU.
Yeah.
Like, we're, like, 26 movies into this now.
Yeah.
And if this is your first movie, get it together.
Well, I mean, obviously we're really into it, but not everyone is.
Yeah, I know, but
And
everyone talks about it.
Okay. The people that we talk to talk about it, obviously, because we surround ourselves with our kind of people. I don't know. It could potentially be someone's first like MCU movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm.
It's hard to imagine that kind of a situation, but it's possible.
Yeah, I guess. Dang.
We all have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Anyway. It's sad to think that though. So I will go next with the next entry into the MCU. You ready?
Yeah.
Next entry is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, coming May 5th, 2023. Perfect release date because it's May, and that's when the last movie, or I guess the last two movies have been like a summer release, early summer release. So that's awesome. And I am super pumped to see what James Gunn brings to this final trilogy. Also, it's going to be sad, I'm assuming.
So, I know Gamora's in it.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait to see that dynamic because obviously it's the Gamora that we got from Endgame, from like the past, kind of, instead of the Gamora that we knew. So I think that'll be really interesting trying to watch her, Zoe Saldana, kind of play that and see how their relationship kind of builds off of that. Or
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited for this one too.
I'm with you on like what's the dynamic going to be with these characters, because it'll be so strange.
Yeah,
because we've had like a very like loving Gamora and a very personal Gamora.
Yeah.
And obviously like Endgame, she was very like very Gamora from like 2014 when we first saw her. So I agree. It'll be weird. But I also think that Nebula is like a good crux to be like, hey, look, she's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just going to be kind of weird, but we'll see. I think it'll be, obviously interesting for everybody.
Yeah. And also, I'm not sure who's going to die in this movie, but I feel like someone is going to die.
It's got to be Drax, right? Because we've talked about this before, but I think Dave Bautista is like done. He's tired of
Marvel
just being Drax.
Oh.
And it's
yeah,
it's starting to feel like you can feel that through his acting.
I think a lot of it has to do with the makeup.
Because
he sits there for hours to get all those body tattoos. And
why does it still take so long to get in makeup?
I don't know.
Still,
I mean, Jim Carrey for The Grinch, he was sitting there for like 6 hours.
I know, but we haven't we come such a long way where they can't they just make a full body suit, like several full body like latex suits?
I have no idea.
And then just like glue it down? I don't know. I mean, obviously we don't know how that works, but it just seems like crazy that it's 2023 and we're still having people sit for like 8 hours to do makeup before they actually get to work for the day.
Yeah.
Like, how long are they having to shoot after 8 hours of makeup?
Probably like 5 hours or 6 hours.
I feel like I would be so exhausted after just sitting for 8 hours doing nothing. That's more exhausting than like being up and, around.
So I think, who was it? One of the, I remember I saw a TikTok about it. One of the actors got there at like 4 a.m. and their makeup was done by 9. And then they did a shoot for like 5 hours, and then they had a lunch break, and then they went and shot for like 5 more hours.
Oh my God.
And obviously, like, they're not shooting the whole time. It's like in between scenes and whatnot.
Yeah.
But still, it's a long freaking time.
Yeah. I mean, if it's something that you love doing and you're very passionate about, it doesn't feel like work. But once you flip that switch
Mm-hmm.
and you've decided that you no longer love it, I would imagine it would be really, really hard to continue to like put yourself through 16-hour days.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Also, I think there was a lot of bad blood between Dave Bautista and Disney after they fired James Gunn the first time. But now that I say that, I think I literally think of this. I thought of this as I was saying that they have him as their like mascot to stream Disney Plus as the Disney Plus streamer guy. Have you seen that? I'll show you later.
Okay.
But it's as I was saying that, I was like, well, that would have been after the whole James Gunn thing and him like promoting Disney Plus. So I don't know. I'm afraid it'll be Rocket because that's what everyone says it's gonna be, and it'd just be really sad because like he's my favorite Guardian. So
Yeah.
and we just got the Rocket and Groot back together,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, we're gonna split them up again.
I'm excited to see Groot because I'm assuming he'll be like in the Guardians holiday special where he was wearing like a
Bodysuit.
bodysuit, yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of just like all CGI. I think that's fun. Looks
Yeah.
kind of weird, but I like it.
And Grayson is gonna absolutely freak out.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll have him watch that movie because I don't think he'd sit through the whole thing. But just he loves Groot, so
I bet we could have him watch the next one on the list. Ready for the next one?
yeah. So this is technically not MCU, and
It's Marvel. It's Marvel Monday.
yeah, okay,
It counts.
yeah. I can't. Well, it's multiverse, so yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know you were just wanting to do MCU.
Oh no, I'm fine to talk about this because I love this movie.
I feel like I'll like it more now that I've been watching Spidey and His Amazing Friends with Grayson.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, June 2nd this year.
Yep.
So
This is
Grayson loves the first movie.
yeah. We watch it a lot, or there for a while. It was me and him watched it like nonstop.
So that's okay. That's Spin.
Yeah, Miles Morales. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to sound stupid because we've been watching Spidey and His Amazing Friends, and it's Spidey, Ghost Spider, and Spin.
Yeah.
And Grayson is obsessed with Spin.
Yeah.
And we all kind of have our favorites. I like Peter the best, but I feel like Ghost Spider is kind of getting up there the more I watch it. And you like Peter. Grayson likes Spin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This movie is going to be crazy because there is rumors for so many different cameos of different Spider-Men. And one of my favorite Spider-Men has showed up in a comic very shortly, and it was like it's a Western Spider-Man. Like he rides a horse and the horse has spider powers and everything. And like there's in the poster it shows him in the background. He's wearing a cowboy hat and like his oh my gosh, what's it called? A bandana is like a Spider-Man print. Like his vest or Spider-Man suit print.
There are so many different versions of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that until I've kind of known because of really Grayson's show.
Mm-hmm.
But in making our coasters, we flipped through a whole bunch of Spider-Man comics, and I'm like, oh my God, Spider-Man is everywhere.
Yeah.
There are so many different outfits, different versions.
Mm-hmm.
It's like hard to keep track of everything.
Yeah. So there's like, you have Peter Parker Spider-Man, and then you have like in the comics Superior Spider-Man, which is technically Peter Parker, but it's Otto Octavius's mind in Peter Parker.
That's insane.
So it's like a super awesome because it was like Otto becoming like a good guy and understanding like, wow, Peter really holds his punches because when Peter like fights people, he could really demolish someone if he wanted to, but he pulls his punches 90% of the time because he's like so strong.
I didn't know that. So, what costume is he wearing in the comics for that one?
I don't know. I can't remember. I mean, I'll show you a picture, but it's really cool. And I think in the movie, Across the Spider-Verse, there is a superior Spider-Man costume in the.
Okay, that's cool.
But yes, Grayson loves Spidey and his amazing friends, but I think his love for Spider-Man definitely started in the Into the Spider-Verse film.
Definitely. Kind of came out of nowhere. But there for a while, we were watching it in the car pretty much anytime we went on like a longer trip.
Oh yeah, because we downloaded it.
Yeah.
That's the superior spider suit.
Okay.
So it's more black more black with red.
Interesting. It's funny because I notice obviously when we're looking at comic books, all of the different suits, and I'm like, I guess I need to start learning more about this stuff because people are probably particular about which Spider-Man they like the most. So I don't know. Like we're sitting in our podcasting room, which is kind of turned into a hobby room, and we've got our coasters all over the place, and I'm like looking at several different Spider-Mans right now, like on the floor over there. There's 2 different versions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's another one on the table.
So obviously that one right there is the Scarlet Spider, and that's a clone of Peter Parker.
Okay.
That's Peter Parker's clone, and his name is Ben Reilly, because Uncle Ben. Obviously, he took the name from Ben, and then Riley is Aunt May's maiden name, so he called himself Ben Reilly.
Interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, the Spider-Man, like oh my gosh, the Web of Life and Destiny, like the whole. That's what it's called, like the Spider-Man universe, is insane. Also, we're gonna have Miguel O'Hara 2099, which is gonna be voiced by Oscar Isaac, who played Moon Knight.
Oh, okay.
So I love that because I like Oscar Isaac a lot.
Yeah. Do you want to move on to our next one?
Yeah, I'll let you talk about this one.
I feel like I don't have a lot to say about anything at this point because you're definitely more like the Marvel dominant one.
Oh, okay.
The Marvels, July 28th. So this summer.
Yeah, this is going to be the hot summer quote unquote movie.
Yeah, picks up right where we left off with Miss Marvel.
I know someone that listens to the podcast that's going to be apeshit about this movie.
Yeah. She's actually, today's Monday. She's going to Disney this week.
Oh, yeah. I saw her Facebook post.
Yeah.
About making a lightsaber. Mm-hmm. Shout out Autumn.
Yeah. She's super busy. I don't know if she listens to the podcast anymore, but yeah. She loves Miss Marvel.
Yeah, or
Captain Marvel. Wow. I'm literally looking at a picture of Carol Danvers and I said Miss Marvel still.
Well, I have feelings about this movie. I think it's going to be better than the first movie, or the first Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot more going on. But Carol Danvers herself kind of is just very lackluster to me.
I agree.
It's like very like meh.
Yeah,
which sucks because like when we first saw the movie, we both loved it, but we both loved it more for Talos and Nick Fury than we did actually for like Carol.
I agree. I was not as invested in her movie because of her storyline. I was more invested in her movie because of, like you said, Talos and Nick Fury. Mm-hmm. That was really entertaining. And Agent Coulson, that kept me really entertained. Mm-hmm. And I liked towards the end when she like fully unleashed her power. Yeah. That's like an amazing moment. But I just feel like I don't know.
The rest of the movie, her acting was not like quite there yet. Because I think she wasn't like into the character.
Yeah.
And I think maybe now, with like a few years under her belt as Carol, she might like be a little bit more like, okay, like I want her to be more like this. I still think they could have cast a better Carol Danvers, in my opinion, but
I also agree.
there's so many other like blonde girls that look like Carol Danvers that I think could have done a much better job.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of, for me, it's similar to Shuri and Black Panther. Not the casting thing, but I just don't believe that she's like a powerhouse.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
I'm
gotcha.
sorry. Like, I know that she is,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. And it's a very powerful moment that first time that she like fully unleashes. I love that. But it would have been better if it was cast somebody else.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
hopefully she changes our minds in this movie.
Yeah, I totally agree. So here's something crazy that I just realized. We're getting 3 Marvel like MCU official movies, and they'll all be done and over with by July.
Yeah.
And then we just have like TV, obviously Marvel TV shows. But sorry,
Yeah.
as I was looking at the next one, I was like, man, technically not like a MCU thing, but still Marvel.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy that like that's going to be the last MCU thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just go ahead and start talking about this one.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, because this is a weird one. It's in the Venom verse technically, and for the Venom movies, but it is Kraven the Hunter, and the lead for that is Aaron Taylor Johnson. He plays Kraven. I don't know a whole lot about this movie at all.
Ooh, Russell Crowe's going to be in it as Kraven's father.
Oh, interesting.
We love Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But maybe beyond that, like, he's a Spider-Man villain.
Mm-hmm.
Kraven is. Because that's like Kraven's thing is like he's hunted every animal on Earth kind of thing and has killed like kind of like every animal, and he's like, oh, I need a harder thing to catch. Like, I'm gonna kill Spider-Man.
Interesting.
And that's pretty much how it
Okay.
started.
So I don't know what to ask you about this since neither of us really know that much about it.
Well, just saying, I might.
Well, so you
'cause
said
I've heard,
he's wanting
like-
to kill Spider-Man. Is that going to be... So you said this is more like Venom related. So is it going to be with Venom in the movie or like Tom Holland Spider-Man?
I don't think Spider-Man's gonna show up at all.
Okay.
Like with Venom he wasn't introduced as like Spider-Man until No Way Home. Whenever Eddie got transported into the No Way Home universe, which happens
Yes.
in Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Mm-hmm.
I think that No Way Home. I can't remember.
Don't look at me. That is all you.
But either way, obviously Venom has like knowledge to all these different multiverses because the symbiotes share like a hive mind.
Oh. I just
Your face. Oh.
cool. I've just never been into Venom.
He's interesting. He's more interesting now that the writer Donny Cates took over and started writing about
Okay.
him. But
Because I like Tom Hardy, who plays Venom.
yeah,
But for some reason, I don't even think there's 2 Venom movies, right?
Yeah.
I've not
think
watched the second one at all, and I have watched only a very small portion of the first one.
yeah. I tried to sit you down to watch the first one. You're like, no, I'm out.
Yeah, not my thing.
But yeah, the first one I think is better than the second one. But either way, Kraven it's a movie that's going to exist, and hopefully, after this movie flops, the MCU will take over the Sony movies officially, because obviously, like, they're adjacent now. quote unquote adjacent to the MCU. So we'll see. I mean, I'm curious to see what this movie actually does, but at the same time, I kind of wish Sony would just sell the rights of Spider-Man back to Marvel, so they don't have to play this like cat and mouse game of like, oh, he's technically in the universe, or this one's technically in a different universe but the same universe, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So that's it for
Movies. Okay. TV shows. I'm excited. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I've got the list pulled up. Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur releases February 10th on Disney Channel.
Cool. Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I know nothing about that.
I know of the characters in the comics, but I've never like, oh, I'm gonna read this. But they show up occasionally.
Okay, so let's just move on.
Okay.
Because we got a couple really exciting ones. Marvel's What If season 2 releases in early 2023 on Disney Plus.
Asterisk, I've heard that this is getting delayed to 2024.
Oh.
I just heard that earlier today. I should have mentioned that earlier, but I totally forgot.
Oh, you're fine. So I never watched the full season 1 of What If. I just, that animation style is really hard for me to get into.
Animation in general, or just...
No, the style of animation.
Oh. It's not bad. I think it looks pretty good. But I also think that the What If shows were just very meh. There's only a couple good episodes. The Doctor Strange one was probably by far one of the standout ones. Also, I like the Thor one just because it's kind of funny. And the one with T'Challa as Star-Lord is really great. And the final episode's really good too. But that's about it. I think there was like 8 episodes, and those were the 4 that I was like, oh, these are actually good. And the other ones just kind of were there. They existed. Sorry.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that.
No, you're fine. I'm sorry, but I don't really care about it.
Yeah, I get it.
The next one, I'm pumped. Secret Invasion.
Oh, yeah.
Spring on Disney Plus. I'm so excited. This is going to be an epic show.
Yeah.
I feel like at the beginning when they announced it, like nobody knew what it was about. And then at D23, they dropped
the big trailer.
The trailer.
Yeah.
And we were all like, oh my God, this is epic. It's going to be so cool.
Yeah. This is going to be really interesting. Especially, I was glad to see like Samuel L. Jackson back as like Nick Fury, like big time. Because we really haven't had any Nick Fury since Far From Home. And that technically wasn't Nick Fury, it was Talos for like the whole movie. So this will be like really cool to see.
Yeah.
Nick Fury back as Nick Fury in his like badass form.
Yeah, for sure. Then we have, do you have anything else you want to say about?
Well, God, what is her name? I just lost her name. Emilia Clarke.
Uh-huh.
Is in Secret Invasion. And I really like Emilia Clarke.
Yeah.
I think she's a great actress.
Yeah.
And there's someone else that's going to be in the show, but I totally blanked on their name as well. I have so many things going through my mind right now because I just looked at the next one and I'm like, oh, we're going to get a Daredevil appearance in this, I bet.
You're going to talk about it?
Yeah, so the next
yeah.
the next show that releases is in summer of 2023, and it's the Echo series coming to Disney Plus. And obviously Echo was heavily teased in the Hawkeye show, which you haven't watched. So like when you watch that, you'll be like, oh, I understand her character now. But man, this is going to be a really cool show, and we're definitely going to see Matt Murdock in the show. Also, we'll probably see Wilson Fisk, and some other street level characters will probably show up. Potentially Kate Bishop, since she showed up in the Hawkeye show, obviously. But yeah, super excited for this show. Oh, next one's a good one as well. I'm not going to say much more about it other than I'm really excited for the show because the actress that plays her was really good too. And she's deaf. She's a deaf superhero.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Loki season 2, which I've seen stills from Loki season 2, like pictures. And I'm like, man, this is going to be freaking crazier than the first season. It looks great. And that's obviously going to have a lot of ties into the King Dynasty and Secret Wars, I'm sure. Because obviously they're going to jump through time, and I've heard there's going to be potentially a lot of cameos in this show. So I'll be curious to see like what cameos we actually get in the show. Then next up we have Ironheart, which releases in 2023. We obviously got our introduction to Ironheart in Black Panther Wakanda Forever just a few weeks ago. And I think Dominique Thorne, the girl that plays her, absolutely like plays the part of Ironheart. I just wasn't a huge fan of her suit in Black Panther.
Yeah.
But I thought she was great in all the other scenes that she was in. I thought she was funny, and I think she really pulled the part together. But the suit at the end of that movie, I was like, yep, I'm glad she's getting rid of that suit. Because when Shuri's like, it's Wakanda tech, so it's got to stay here. And she's like, yeah, I understand. So I'm hoping to see like a really badass like homemade suit by her.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Excited. I'm like excited for that, but it's not like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see it. I'm just more excited that it's like something Iron Man-y. So, next up we'll have X-Men 1997, which releases in fall 2023 on Disney Plus. Which this is going to be a continuation of the X-Men animated series from the 90s. So, shout out to nostalgia in my childhood. Because I remember watching this show as a kid. And I loved it. So that is going to be coming out sometime in the fall. It doesn't actually say when. It just says fall 2023. But super excited for that. And Grayson was talking about X-Men tonight. I was like, what the heck? Out of nowhere.
So weird.
So, and I thought he was saying X-Wing.
I did too at the beginning.
So, I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm like, well, I'm going to have to introduce him to the X-Men animated series now. So we can start watching that. And Ashley seems thrilled.
No, I'd much rather watch Spidey. It's actually like pretty entertaining. The Spidey and his amazing friends.
Yeah. It's fun. Jinx. And last but not least, to wrap up the tail end of 2023, Agatha, Coven of Chaos, which the speculation is wild about this show. Will Scarlet Witch show up? Will she not? I believe that Mephisto is actually going to show up in the show at played by Sasha Baron Cohen.
That sounds right.
I can't remember his name. I know his name, but I feel like I'm butchering it. But anyway, he's going to show up in the show. And there's other rumors for like some potential who's going to be there. I literally just watched an episode of a Marvel short with Grayson with one of the villains in that show, but I cannot remember her name. But she's going to show up as well. God, that's annoying. But yeah, we're obviously going to have more like magic wielders.
No, that's so fun. I
in
love
this
that.
show. Plus, Catherine Hahn is absolutely great as Agatha.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's just great all around.
Yeah.
So I'll be happy to see her back in the MCU.
Yeah.
'Cause she's funny. Man, you're just sitting over there not saying anything. I should have said what you said to me earlier. I'm just sitting here. You don't ever talk.
Well, yeah. So we actually started the podcast one time before this, and he kind of did his intro, and then I kind of said a couple things, and then we just sat there like looking at each other, and I'm like, are you expecting me to just like talk literally all of the time?
Yeah, and I said something, and you were like, just like,
I'm like, this is your, I mean, I love the MCU, I love Marvel, but Josh obviously is much better educated about it and more passionate about it. So I'm like, kind of take the lead on this one. we always get these big ideas in the morning when we're at work. I think I texted you. We both worked at 8. I think I texted you at like 8:30.
yeah.
I'm like, podcast tonight? Yup, let's do it. So pumped. We're going to do Marvel, MCU stuff, 2023 coming up. And then it's like you work 10 hours and then Grayson's not listening. You get a bedtime routine. Now it's like we're winding down. So I lose my energy and my pep.
Yeah, I can definitely hear it in your voice. Like, you're like,
I was so pumped to do this. I wanted to do it right when we got home from work, when I was like still feeling it. And then I stayed late, and then we ate dinner and I sat down and I kind of just lost it.
Yeah, you got to do what I do and take an energy drink on your way home from work every day.
Is that literally what you do?
Yeah.
Because I always wonder, I'm like, how in the hell is he like,
I mean, I don't always
going?
I don't always do it, but like that was kind of my thing. I pop an energy drink. Well, I say pop an energy drink. I'm not drinking like a Red Bull or a
Bang
or anything. It's a Zoa.
Yeah.
Which is like pretty low caffeine compared to all those.
Yeah. So
I'll drink one of those on my way home because I'm like, man, I need something to drink. And obviously I'm trying to cut back on soda. So I just pop one of those and I'll drink it on the way home. Yeah. But I mean, caffeine really doesn't do it. I could drink a large coffee and not have any energy the same as I drink as an energy drink.
No, I get it. Sometimes it doesn't. I mean, most of the time I feel like I need the caffeine to get me through. Mm-hmm. But sometimes like I'll drink a Zoa and I'll take a nap. Like if I'm like dead tired and I drink an energy drink, like sometimes I can still just fall asleep.
No, yeah, I understand.
But yeah, you've always got that pep in your step. I lose it after 8 p.m.
Yeah, see, that's been weird here lately for me is I get more motivated the later it gets in the night. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I feel like I hit like this, 7 to 8 o'clock is like my witching hour. Mm-hmm. And I'm just kind of done. I like could go to sleep and I push through it. And then I stay up until 11:30.
Yeah.
Pretty much every night.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, meh. But
yeah. Well,
anyway, to
wrap
it up and keep it more positive, can we talk about our business?
Yep.
I'm freaking, yeah, guys, I'm freaking pumped about this because so we have been making comic book art for 7 years ish.
Since 2017.
It's 2017?
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 years. It's been in the making for a very long time. So essentially, if you haven't heard us talk about it before, we cut pictures directly from comic books and then we make art with it. So a majority of our stuff is just coasters, like on a tile. Mm-hmm. And then they're waterproofed. They look so freaking pretty. And then we do ornaments and magnets as well. And we're like hopefully going to expand this year into other things too.
Like wall art. That's been the big thing we've talked about.
We really talked about wall art. We both had some really good ideas, which we're excited about. But like the coasters are what started this whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, all this to say that it's been in the making for years. We've been working on it behind the scenes, kind of doing craft shows here and there, kind of selling some stuff, to friends here and there. But we've officially gone online with it. Mm-hmm. And it was a big moment for us. Scary, but very exciting.
Yeah.
So
This used to be like our baby. And it's not that I've fallen out of love with doing it, because I still love doing it. But Ashley hates her job, and this is what she wants her job to be. So, and like, I love my job, and I plan on being there probably till I retire, unless we hit the lottery.
yeah,
But
and then I'm still making coasters.
but Ashley is obviously wanting a new job, and this could be a very lucrative
Yeah.
market to get into.
So I just kind of took over because I'm very particular. I have become very particular about it. At the beginning, we both made them together, like start to finish. We both were very involved in the process. And as time has gone on, I have
She's changed the process.
Oh, yeah, we've changed
so
the
we've
process.
changed it. I think that was the biggest thing when we changed, because we used to use polyurethane to waterproof them, and now we're using an epoxy. And I was like, yeah, you can kind of do this now. Because I was like, I mean, I knew how to paint on the polyurethane, and the epoxy, there's like a whole science behind it. And I'm like,
yeah, you have very thick fingers. And so I feel like it's harder for you to work like with more delicate kind of things.
Yeah.
And that paired with me being very particular at this point. I mean, it's definitely been trial and error with the epoxy. Like, I fucked up several coasters, like a dozen of them, like they had to be thrown away. So that's a sad moment. And then there's a whole other batch of them that are not perfect. They didn't cure perfectly, or they're just like a little bit, I don't know. They're just not perfect. But I feel like we have like really figured it out, and I am so excited about it. I've been spending a lot of time every day I have off. I've been working on them. And even the days that I work at my normal job, been coming home and working on it as much as I can, or like when Grayson goes to bed, because I just love it.
Yeah.
So, but it's called Comic Corp Creations. We've got actually we're using a platform. We didn't create our own website just because I've tried that and it was extremely overwhelming.
And expensive,
overwhelming, and I just feel better right now starting off just using a platform. So it's on the Go Imagine platform under Comic Corp Creations, or you can type in whatever kind of superhero coaster you want and it'll bring you to that. So if you're looking for Star Wars coasters, you can type Star Wars coaster. If you're looking for a Deadpool coaster, you can type in Deadpool coaster. You name it, we've probably got it. So
yeah, we weren't going to do Etsy because Etsy ended up being too expensive, right?
Yeah, so Etsy has listing fees, transaction fees, and then they do advertising fees, and there's just a lot of hidden fees with Etsy, and it ends up taking about 25% of your profit. So with Go Imagine, we pay a very small monthly rate for the subscription service, basically, and then the transaction fee is much smaller than Etsy, and it's all donated to children's charities. So,
which is better anyway. So
yeah, I feel good about using it. It's for US only right now. But we got to get our feet wet before we, really take off and do our own website. Mm-hmm. So anyway, we've got an Instagram, we've got a TikTok, we've got a Facebook. I'll add it to our link tree for this podcast, so you guys can go check us out. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to check it out, but we are very passionate about it. We love it. We've been having a really good time.
If you enjoy nerd stuff, like if you're listening to this podcast and you enjoy this stuff, you are definitely going to enjoy these coasters, I feel like.
It's so funny to me because I just cannot understand people that don't like them. I'm just like, what is wrong with you? I don't get it, because there's literally something for everyone. I can guarantee everyone knows someone who likes Star Wars,
Yeah.
or everyone knows someone who likes Batman. Like, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And I just can't understand that people think that, their friends don't like this or that or whatever. I mean, we've got freaking Finding Nemo coasters,
Mm-hmm.
and we've got magnets, and we've got ornaments. So, like, there's something for everybody.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's our stuff. I'm freaking obsessed with it. So
Yeah.
we'll wrap it up for today. But I'll get off my soapbox. That was a big goal for this year for us.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, if you guys are still here, thank you for listening today. We really appreciate you. We are looking forward to doing our 3 podcasts a week for the year of 2023. Hopefully we can get some traction going on this one. Make sure you show your support by liking, commenting, and or subscribing on whatever platform you are listening. And we will talk to you soon.